Hey, this is Amethyst. Welcome to my very first Fallout 4 Disney Princess character build. Today we're doing Belle, the Bookworm Beast-Tamer. Belle was born to a fighter pilot mother and a General Atomics engineer father. Her mother died heroically in the line of duty when Belle was only a few years old. Her father did the best he could as a single parent, but he never truly recovered from his wife's death. His mental and physical health steadily declined. Belle grew into the role of caretaker for herself and her father. Throughout her school years, Belle exhibited her father's brilliance and absent-mindedness and her mother's courage and adventurous spirit. She wanted more than anything to pursue a career that would lead to adventure in the great wide somewhere. By the time she graduated high school, though, she knew leaving her father was out of the question. So she picked a degree that would let her use her brilliant mind to protect people she cared about and that would let her earn enough money to provide comfortably for herself and her father when he retired. Belle would become a lawyer. While in grad school, Belle met Nathan Gaston, heir of General Atomics. Gaston had served a tour in the military and was now working on an MBA to join the family business. He was a spoiled, narcissistic bully who didn't care about anything or anyone but himself. Belle had no interest in him whatsoever. Gaston, intrigued and infuriated by the idea of a woman who didn't want him, made up his mind that Belle would become his wife. Belle continued rejecting Gaston's advances for years until he began threatening her father's career. He said Belle's father would be fired without pension on grounds that his failing health made him a risk to himself and others, and that no one else in the state would hire him unless Belle married him. Belle knew that wasn't legal, but she also knew no lawyer in the country would risk defending one crazy old man against a Goliath like General Atomics. She agreed to marry Gaston, secretly planning to divorce him as soon as her father was retired and she was sufficiently established in her career. But right before she took the bar, Belle found out she was pregnant. As much as she hated the idea of Gaston being a father, she loved the idea of being a mother. The baby didn't change her divorce plans, though it did alter her timeline. No law firm wanted to hire a pregnant woman. For now, she was stuck with Gaston in the provincial suburb of Sanctuary Hills. A few months after the baby was born, Belle learned that Gaston had bought space for the three of them in a vault. She was outraged that he hadn't told her about it, and that he hadn't reserved a space for her father. That was the last straw. She made up her mind that she would take baby Sean and leave the next day while Gaston was at work. But the bombs fell that afternoon. Gaston grabbed the baby and ran for the vault. Belle followed, thinking of nothing but making sure her child didn't grow up without her to protect him from his father. Once in the Wasteland, Belle will reunite with Codsworth and bring the Minutemen to Sanctuary Hills to get him as a companion. Not only is he a non-human butler whose name is one letter off from Cogsworth, he will actually call her Miss Belle. As soon as the Minutemen are all set up, though, Belle will ditch the poor provincial settlements for adventure in the Great Wide Somewhere. She will not go to Ten Pines Bluff. She will explore the Commonwealth on her own terms and eventually make her home in Croup Manor, the dilapidated mansion filled with inhuman inhabitants. She'll take Codsworth there and later invite the Vault-Tec rep and her love interest to join them. Belle's faction is the Railroad. It best combines her passion for gathering information, having daring adventures, and saving those she deems deserving. As part of the Railroad mission, she'll play the part of a loyal Institute member until the nuclear option. She will bring the child Synth home with her, seeing him as a second chance at a family, this time with a partner she loves. I picked Curie as Belle's love interest because of the transformation story in her romance arc, and because she's an altruistic egghead who loves exploring. If you prefer your leading ladies to romance the men of the Commonwealth, I suggest Hancock. He's a beast and he loves adventure. Deacon would be a perfect prince in disguise, but sadly he's not an option. Belle's defining characteristic is, of course, her love of books, so this roleplay has a unique challenge. Belle will collect and display every magazine in the game. There's a link with the full list of magazines and locations in the description. Aside from following the main quest with the Railroad, Belle will explore the Commonwealth and discover some random side quests. She'll do the Cabot House quest line and side with Lorenzo, sympathizing with the supposedly crazy old man who was once a brilliant explorer. The mysterious serum will be a big help for this squishy melee build. She'll find Vault 81 and do all of its quests, leading to the one where she meets Dr. Charming, but won't discover that it's her till Affinity Check 3. She'll do the Covenant quest and side against the provincial town of murderers. She'll do the Silver Shroud quest only after her Intimidate skill is high enough to save Kent. Possibly the most essential side quest for Belle is clearing the Boston Public Library and returning Daisy's books. This will let her access a Massachusetts surgical journal with the overdue book tokens.
Welcome to the Boston Public Library.
If you have the Automatron DLC, wait until after the Silver Shroud quest to play it so Belle can confront the Mechanist as the Shroud. Belle will show mercy to the Mechanist. If you have the Nuka World DLC, Belle will side against the Raiders and make Nuka World a free trade center. If you have the Far Harbor DLC, Belle will choose the most peaceful ending if she sees the quest through to the end. The one thing she definitely needs from Far Harbor is the unique power armor with the Vim Girl. Escape to adventure! Belle will start the game with 2 strength, 3 perception, 1 endurance, 10 charisma, 10 intelligence, 1 agility, and 1 luck. She'll pick up a 4th perception point from Sean's special book in Sanctuary Hills. Now let's look at Belle's first 10 perks, all of which she'll eventually max out. The very first perk she'll take is Nerd Rage. This perk is vital because she's going to stay pretty squishy for the whole game and she's not taking any points in sneak or ranged weapons. Second perk is Big Leagues. Hang on to the security baton from inside Vault 111 and grab the switchblade in the trailer outside. She'll fall back on these high DPS melee weapons for daring sword fights when her companions and her diplomacy perks fail her. Trade these weapons out for better equivalents whenever you can loot or buy them. Belle won't be taking craft perks until around level 20. Next she'll take Wasteland Whisperer, Animal Friend, Robotics Expert, Intimidation, and Black Widow in that order. Keep a good ranged weapon in your inventory to make use of them. Upgrade each of these perks as available, making Belle the ultimate Beast-Tamer. At levels 9 and 10, take Hacker and Locksmith. At level 11, take Local Leader. Belle should have possession of Croup Manor by now, so put a couple Minutemen to work distributing all the stuff she scrapped at Sanctuary Hills and Red Rocket. Upgrade this perk whenever you have nothing better to do. Upgrade order from this point will depend a lot on your individual playthrough, but by the early 20s you should be able to hack or unlock whatever you want and have decent melee damage, so it's time to add some crafting skills. You'll put 1 extra point in strength and get another from the strength bobblehead for a total of 4. Take Armorer and Blacksmith so Belle can utilize the ballistic weave from the railroad and trick out her melee weapons for maximum DPS. In the intelligence column, take Science. You'll have plenty of room to max these out while you wait for the final levels in your diplomacy perks and Nerd Rage. Belle will naturally come across many bobbleheads in her adventures, but the only one essential to her build is Strength. Melee, Medicine, and Repair are optional recommendations. In non-combat situations, Belle will wear the laundered blue dress or the laundered denim dress. She'll change her hair to poodle skirt as soon as she can access a barber. In combat situations, Belle will use the blue and yellow vault suit with the highest level armor pieces she can loot, until she gets the ballistic weave from the railroad and can mod her dresses. She'll still use arm pieces, ideally modded for melee. If she's going to be facing mostly high-level enemies, power armor is the way to go. She'll get the T-45 suit from Concord, and if she waits for a fight to break out near Croup Manor, she should be able to loot a full set of T-60 Brotherhood of Steel armor from a fallen vertibird, maybe even extra for her companions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to have another Fallout 4 Disney build for you in a few weeks. Are there any other Disney princesses you want to see in the Commonwealth? How about Disney villains? Let me know in the comments. Hey, have you ever seen a YouTube video in your life? Then you know how that whole like and subscribe thing works. Do that. Bye!